episode of Pork Puck Hockey, where we talk hockey and only hockey. I'm your host, JBACS, and we're here for another great episode. We missed last week's episode as I was on vacation, so got a lot to talk about this week. And first things are a little on the not so fun side of hockey, but we'll talk about them and get into them. Rod Brindamore. Yeah, he was fined for $25K for his comments to the officials in one of the most recent playoff games. I mean, $25K to a man like that, he played in the NHL, so he's got a nice chunk of change in the pocket, and that's just nothing to him. And I'm not sure exactly what he said, but the game he was referring to, the officials missed some calls, made some bad calls, and he was just not having it. So on the sadder side of things here, we say rest in peace to a hockey legend from the Winnipeg Jets, Mr. Dale Hawerchuk. He died at 57 years old with a tough battle to cancer. He was remembered greatly in the NHL community, had some nice tributes here and there, a very good tribute from the bubble, the playoff bubble. They did it, moment of silence before the game. Very nice to see. So thoughts and prayers to his family. Next up, we're going to talk about the Buffalo Sabres and their new GM. So Kevin Adams has taken on the task of getting these Buffalo Sabres back into the playoffs and to a winning culture. Tough job. He's got a lot of contracts to make decisions on, got a lot of trades he could do, the draft coming up, so we'll see. I mean, there's a chance Jack Eichel could be moving out of Buffalo and moving to a team like LA, for example. LA even offered, in a trade rumor, their number 2 overall pick and some other assets for Mr. Eichel. And there's some other teams who have sparked some interest in Eichel, so who knows who will actually end up with him, or he could end up just staying in Buffalo. So we shall see on that. Speaking of the draft, the lottery for the number 1 pick has happened as we have moved on from the play-in round, and it looks like the New York Rangers will be selecting Alexis Lafreniere as the number 1 pick. I mean, I've heard of stranger things happen, and they could possibly not take the number 1 pick. And if they don't take the number 1 pick as Lafreniere, they'd probably take somebody on the defensive side of the ice. But all roads are leading to Alexis Lafreniere for the New York Rangers. So he'll join up with Artemi Panarin and Mika Zibanejad, I believe. So those 3 look to lead the offense. We'll see if King Hank stays in the pipes for the Rangers. If not, they got a couple young, good talent goaltenders there, especially Igor Shesterkin. So keep an eye on the Rangers. Evgeny Malkin, he actually had surgery on his elbow now that he's done playing hockey for the bubble, as the Penguins lost to the Montreal Canadiens in that play-in round. He's going to be out a couple weeks. He should be able to recover from this. Hopefully age isn't a factor here, and he can get back to scoring his goals and making his assists to Crosby. We got a happy retirement announcement here for Dan Hamhuis of the Nashville Predators. He had a long, storied career. Very good defenseman. He had some goals, some assists that were memorable. He played in a lot of hockey games, and we wish him the best in his retirement. Maybe we'll see him come back as a scout or some form of help to the Predators. A lot of those guys who retire for these teams that they've played for end up becoming scouts, coaches, trainers, etc. There was a historic 5-overtime game in Game 1 of the actual Stanley Cup playoffs. So first round between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they ended up going 5 overtimes, long game. And Braden Point ended up being the hero in that one in the 5th overtime for the Tampa Bay Lightning, sending them past the Blue Jackets. But Jonas Korpisalo, Elvis Merzlikins is their other goalie. Jonas Korpisalo of the Columbus Blue Jackets had 84 saves in that game. Unbelievable. Man was a brick wall. Unfortunately, he lost. Seth Jones, on the other hand, he played over 60 minutes for that whole game. That's a full normal game, so he had to be out there tired after that one. Crazy start to the playoffs. Next up, we got the Buffalo Sabres acquiring some new uniforms. Of course, courtesy to Adidas for making the design with them. They're going back to more of a royal blue jersey, along with a white and royal blue jersey for the away. So pretty cool. Another jersey I'll have to add to my collection, as I still do not have a Sabres jersey. So if anybody watching wants to send me a Sabres jersey, that would be sweet. And if you do that, hit me up on my YouTube channel and we'll be in touch. Alexander Ovechkin has made some noise in the playoffs. He has passed Gordie Howe and Sidney Crosby on the all-time playoff goals with 69. He is now 18th best in the all-time record books there. Gretzky still up there at 122, I believe, so he's got a long way to go on that record. Some more Washington Capitals news. They have signed goaltender Zach Fucale to a 1-year, 2-way deal for the league minimum, I believe. So they're adding another goalie. Unfortunately, that might be some bad news for Mr. Braden Holtby, as he probably not going to be able to get re-signed there. And last thing here to end the show, we're going to talk about everything happening in the playoffs right now in the bubble. First thing, the referees. It seems like every series is missing calls left and right. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they're letting the boys play, which is great, but it seems like some injuries happening, especially in last night's Philadelphia and Montreal game. Matt Niskanen of the Flyers cross-checked Brendan Gallagher right in the face and caused some blood, and refs didn't call it. So let's get into the series updates here. We already have a couple teams here moving on to the next round, and it's kind of crazy to think about some of these other series that have been already moved on and some still trying to finish up here. So let's see, where are we here? Well, the first one we'll talk about is the Tampa Bay Lightning have moved on to the next round, as they have defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets, and it was quite the series. Remember, we had that very first game of the playoffs, and they went 5 overtimes. It was quite wild. So that one ended up 4-1 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning winning that series. Next up, Philadelphia Flyers and Montreal Canadiens. The Flyers lead that series by 3-2. Game 6 will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Make sure you check in. There's going to be a bloodbath, I think. After that, we got the Islanders and the Capitals. Game number 5 tonight. New York Islanders lead 3-1. It's been a tough series for the Capitals. The Islanders have just been the better team. The Boston Bruins have defeated the Carolina Hurricanes in 5 games. And out west, we have Vegas defeating Chicago Blackhawks in 5 games, 4-1. They won that series. The Colorado Avalanche beat the Coyotes in 5 games. The past 2 games combined, the Avalanche have scored 14 goals. Make sure to keep on your eyes on Colorado Avalanche, as they're gonna make their way to the Cup. The Dallas Stars lead the Calgary Flames 3-2. Game number 6 is tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to check that one out. Should be a good one. The Canucks lead the Blues, the defending Stanley Cup champions, in that series, 3-2. The Canucks have done pretty well. A couple overtime games in that series. It's been closely played. And that's what I got for you. So we can look at some stats here and go through some playoff stats. Leading the points would be Mr. Nate McKinnon with 13. Sebastian Aho, who's been eliminated, has 12. Elias Pettersson, we still don't know what the right way is. He's got 11 points. And Nazem Kadri's also got 11 points. Goal leaders would be Bo Horvat with 6. Kadri with 6, and Sam Bennett with 5. The assist leader would be McKinnon with 9, Sebastian Aho with 9, Quinn Hughes with 8. He's a stud. And Gabriel Landeskog with 8. Goalies, Tristan Jarry has the GAA with 1.02, but he's out. So Pavel Francois is Colorado Avalanche goaltender with a 1.02. Philip Grubauer, other Avalanche goalie, with a 1.49. And Carter Hart and Carey Price, both doing pretty good. Price with a 1.64, Hart with a 1.66, I believe. The shutout leaders are Carey Price with 2, Cam Talbot with 2, Jonas Korpisalo with 2, Carter Hart with 2. So, pretty awesome playoff. So, that'll do it for me this week. Make sure you guys all subscribe to that channel. And we want to give a huge shout out to Sun Reaver and the boys over there for the intro and exit music you've heard today. JBACS out. We'll catch you next week.